VA loans are bad. There seems to be quite a bit of confusion regarding VA loans, and I just wanted to take a moment and try to explain this a little bit better on this video. What is a VA loan? A VA loan is a loan program offered where the VA guarantees the loan for any qualifying veteran, active duty service member, or surviving spouse. The VA does not actually loan the money out. Instead, private lenders do. The VA just guarantees those lenders that they will get paid back should there be a default. The VA defines several conditions and terms the private lender must comply with to get this guarantee. Unfortunately, VA loans tend to get a bad rap, but in fact, this is a great loan package for several reasons. But first, let's talk about the negative comments I hear about VA loans. A lot of these comments I hear from sellers or inexperienced agents. One of the items I hear the most is that the buyer using a VA loan does not have the necessary cash to buy a home, and why should I, as a seller, even take this offer seriously? The truth is, VA loans do not actually require a down payment. This is entirely optional. One could put down a down payment if they chose to, but it's just not needed. The VA does charge a funding fee and closing costs to the buyer, but the buyer can wrap those costs into the loan. Usually as a follow-up, I always hear from the seller, why is the buyer even asking me to cover the closing costs? Why can't they get their own closing costs from their lender or from their family? Why do I have to take this hit? This is just another negotiating point that can occur with any type of sale, regardless of whether it's cash or a finance transaction. Other items that could be negotiated are the sales price, the repairs, terms of contract, etc. But it is important to note that in many cases, the buyer has several options of what they can do with their closing costs, whether it be a seller credit or maybe even a lender credit. As a seller, won't I have to jump through hoops to get the VA loan to a closing? Isn't the VA strict on repairs? This is not necessarily true. Just like in any other finance deals, there is an inspection period and an appraisal period. The inspection period is to confirm the condition of the home and to ensure that there are no hidden surprises to the buyer. Repairs could be requested. During the appraisal period, the VA appraiser will ensure the property's value is at or above the sale price of the home. The VA appraiser will also make sure the home does not have any major issues. If they do see some, they could define a contingency for the seller to repair an item, and this typically would be a major item, something that the inspection should have caught as well. Bottom line is that the VA is just trying to protect the interest of its veterans. It wants to make sure that the home the veteran is purchasing has no major issues. Item number 4, VA homes take longer to close than other types of loans. VA loans typically take somewhere between 30 to 45 days. This is also very similar to the timeline that FHA loans will take to close. In some cases, it could be shorter or longer depending on the circumstances. Why do I have to pay an additional cost for a veteran to buy my home? In many states, the VA might require the seller to pay for the termite inspection or WDO inspection. This really should not even be a big deal. Depending on where you are located, it's probably going to be somewhere about $100 or maybe even less than that. But it is a requirement by the VA. Now, here are some facts about VA loans. A VA loan must be used for a primary residence. It cannot be used for an investment. Just because you've used your VA loan before doesn't mean you cannot use it again. Eligibility can be regained once you settle your debt or you have entitlement determined. On a VA loan, there is no PMI or private mortgage insurance. You can also prepay the loan without penalty. $417,000 is the maximum the VA will guarantee the private lender, and this is as of 2016. In some counties, there could be some exceptions. Also, you could borrow more than that amount, but you must be able to make up the difference in your down payment. So hopefully I have been able to show that a VA loan is really not a bad loan, but in fact it is a great loan program offered to current and ex-service members of our military forces.